of being so disconnected from our foods. We're tired of being fed facts.
Pluto and Aquarius. If y'all have seen my other videos on Pluto and Aquarius, you know I've been talking about this for a while. All the other videos live in this playlist at the bottom of the screen. And I'll put a whole compilation video on YouTube, so come follow me there and look out for that soon. This is a huge shift we are all experiencing as a society, especially in the United States, because in the United States we have gotten so far removed from our food. It is a massive systemic issue. I've been traveling in mostly France and Italy for the last 2 months, and let me tell y'all, that is not a problem here. Food is so fresh. Everything is grown and made usually in the region or close by. There's no like it travels 20 hours like it does in the United States. That's why we have so much preservatives in our food in the United States, because we have moved out of rural areas and into urban areas. So we've had to outsource our food because people stopped growing food. When we used to live in smaller villages, there would be people in those villages that made the bread or, produce the meat or produce the cheese or whatever. Now we're all relying on these massive corporations to do it for us. And our bodies are smart. That's why there are such health issues in the US as well. It's all a part of it. It's all connected. This creator goes into it really well. Gives practical examples in her story. I have been a health nut for like 10 years because I used to be vegan, and that really dove me deep into our food, where it comes from, how it's made. And the combination of Pluto and Aquarius and Uranus and Taurus is pulling us out of that broken food system that we have lived in for almost 100 years. We are returning to homesteading. We are returning to people growing their own food and making things from scratch. And Nara Smith is a perfect example of this and how it's becoming trendy to make your own food and grow your own food. We're going to see a prevalence of this as well starting next year when the North Node moves into Pisces and the South Node will be in Virgo. Those signs rule the health and wellness axis. And the nodes represent the season of life we're in and focused on as a collective. Right now, for the past year and a half or so, it has been relationships and independence, right? People are talking about masculinity, femininity. Share 7 has blown up. Starting next year, it's going to be health stuff and spirituality, because I believe they're deeply connected. If you're not feeding your body right and you're not feeding your mind right, you're gonna be all kinds of fucked up. The two are very deeply intertwined for me, because again, Pisces is spirituality and Virgo is health and food. And like I said, with Uranus and Taurus, also rules food and the earth and growing cycles. Uranus represents change and innovation, and we are realizing we can no longer rely on the food systems and sources that we have created and been relying on, and we need to create our own. We need to get back to that, living off the land and being more connected to our food. Rising grocery prices are going to cause it. All of these things are playing a role in getting us back to our roots and what we actually need to be focused on that matters in our world, because the way we have been living is very unsustainable. And that's also going to help the earth, because there will be more plants, and more plants are good for the environment. What are your thoughts? Let's chat about it in the comments.